Good evening and welcome to the Mancunian Way post-match. We are back live from Manchester City 3, Seville 1 from a very wet ETIHAD stadium. I do apologise. It's been manic trying to get back and then rushing around getting all this set up and everything else. There's no Metrolink at the moment at the ETIHAD, so the traffic was a bit worse coming out of the ground. And then I had to drop my nephews off. It's just been very hectic over the last sort of hour. I got back not so long ago and then got set up. So yes, we are live. There are going to be guests that are coming on. Beta should be joining us. I think Carl could be joining us. Pat, when are you ready to come on, Pat? Love to know, mate. Have you sorted out your laptop yet or anything? Get you on here. That'd be good. But I hope everyone is doing well this Wednesday evening and you did enjoy the game because that was the main thing, that you all enjoyed the game today. But yes, let's get some hellos and then we'll talk. I don't want to go too much into it because there are guests, like I said, coming on. Okay, let's get in some of your comments. Good evening, Adam Quinn. How are you, mate? Hope you are well. I wasn't there. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Remember Rico and Alvarez. I'll talk about it anyway, because anything I say is going to be misconstrued and changed. I know. Can't stay, got college, but before I go, no worries. Thank you. You can always watch it back on replay, mate. All fans are welcome. Be sure to like the stream, share the stream, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Evening, Brian Gardner. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, gents. I'm happy with a good win. Great second half. Think it was a story of two halves tonight, if I'm honest. Alec Johnson. Hello, mate. How are you? Barry's in the house. Evening. Thank you, mate. Is Rico our no fossil gossip this time? Evening. I'll just say hello to Alec. Remember the name Rico Lewis? Yes, as you can see, Rico on fire is the thumbnail of tonight. Great fight back. Told your kids will have a game. Told your kids will have a game. Well, two did. Two had a game, Alec. That's not kids, mate. Two. And I only think one stepped up. I thought the other one was absolute garbage, if I'm totally honest with you. But I thought one was exceptional and the other one was just not in the game. Thought he froze completely, if I'm totally honest with you. Sadly, because I wasn't expecting that, because the person who did freeze, I thought, is my favourite youngster. So that sounds wrong. My favourite academy player. That sounded so wrong, that, when I said that. Scrap that, repeat. Yeah, Stevler. Hello, Zahabe. How are you, mate? Alex Alec, did you enjoy it today? It was a belter in the ground. Seville giving it the big one with 50 fans. Belter. Oh, no, it wasn't a belter, mate. The atmosphere was dead. Dead as a dodo today, mate, the atmosphere. It takes something when the South Stand are singing what the fucking hell is that, when the home fans are throwing phones in the air. At one point, the home fans in the East, Colin Bell and the West, were sort of, doing the what's it called? When you do when you put the phone up and you do that, and the South Side starts singing, "What the effing hell is that?" Hello, Martin. Hello, Stephen Bennett. How are you, mate? Big up Zahaim. There he is. There he is. Rico Lewis, he was on fire. We're going to talk a lot about Rico Lewis. Man of the match tonight was outstanding. I want to stir in a puddle of wet socks, mate, all night. Alec, night? Are you going, Alec? Are you out, mate? Short but sweet. Mate, I hope you come back. Or if you're not, have a lovely sleep, mate. Have a nice evening. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you get it back on replay. But Alec John's commitment we make the city love every bit. Of course we do. Now, for anyone who did not know, the teams for this evening was, now I did a show with Carl on Monday talking about time for EDS. Now, it wasn't really the EDS. It was one or two, sadly. Would I have liked a few more? Probably yes. But and probably no. So I'll explain. That sounds really contradictory, and I'll explain why. And it was the way the first half went for me. Now the teams was Ortega in goal, which was great to see, especially coming up with the Chelsea game. I do expect Ortega to play next Wednesday, a week tonight, against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Rico Lewis was right back. Ruben Diaz, Emerick Laporte, and Sergio Gomez. Palmer, Gundogan, and Foden. This is what they've got it as. Mahrez, Alvarez, and Grealish. On the bench, Manchester City was as strong as you're going to get it. Stones, Aki, Cancelo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Edison, Carson, and Wilson Esteban was the only one. The Seville team was Bono, Montiel, Carmona, Don Nascimento, Rekic, Acuna, May, Delaney, Rakitic, Isco, and Gomez up top for them. On the bench for them was Dimitrovic, Telles, the former Rag, Dolberg, Godelji, Sanchez de la Torre, Jardin, Januzaj, former Rag again, Navas, former City player, Lamela, Alvarez, Salas, Valiente, and Flores. And your referee was Aurel Grenfeld. Hey, did you like the accent as well? I thought that was quite a good accent ran into there. That was quite a good little one. We are expecting guests. I'm still waiting for Vader and Carl to appear. I don't know where they've disappeared. So I have sent links. Let me just, I'm just going to say. I just don't want to start rinsing and repeating. That's all. Everything. If you could give it a like and hit that subscribe button. By the way, the fan who jumped on me tonight outside the Etihad on my way out, big thank you. The words were very, very kind. What you said, I didn't catch your name. I do apologize. I probably looked a bit shell shocked because I have my 12-year-old son with me, and when a grown man grabs you and goes, "Hey, how are you doing? Thanks. Well, what a great job you do." And yeah, big thank you. I don't do it for that. I'm a fan like every single person. I don't even say it's my channel or our channel. It's your channel. That's the way I look at it. I never look at this as everything my baby, Ozzy's baby, Richie's baby. It's your baby, and so I don't do it for the thank yous. It's nice and big up to the person who did it. I didn't catch your name. But thank you. It really was appreciated, and you appreciated my work on the former channel. And what I did find out tonight, there's a lot of subscribers who have not come over from the other channel, simply because I haven't got the contact details. I can't get emails and all that. So if you know anyone or heard of anyone who was on the other channel and they're wondering where I've suddenly disappeared to, please send them over to the Mancunian Way and let them know that I am here, I am still alive and well, and I am still talking Manchester City. Might be a load of waffle, might be a load of dinosaur talk, as Pat will say, but please send them over because there are loads of people who I'm finding out through drip feeding that have no idea this channel exists. So please get it out there. Please, please, please. And let's try and reconnect the community we had, because there's lots of people, including you people who've been here from day one, will never be forgotten. You'll always be top of my list for your support and everything that you've done. And I can't thank all of you enough. You've all been fantastic. And it's an honor to do this, but I don't do it for fame and glory because I do it or thank you or whatever. I do it because I love talking Manchester City with you lot. Quite simple. Anyway, I'm still waiting for Vader and Carl. I did even send Patrick a link. I've sent links to loads, but everyone's disappeared on me tonight. I don't just want to start talking about the game and then rinse and repeat when they arrive. I'll give them another few minutes and then I'm going to have to get into it. Hello, Stephen Dempster. How are you, my friend? Vader has appeared. I'll wait to give me a thumbs up. Spelt night wrong. No worry. Oh, right. Okay. I thought you were going to sleep, mate. Hit that like button indeed. First half was dull. This was a game of two halves, and it was a game of players taking their opportunity and players didn't take their opportunities. Barry, Rico, yes. Alvarez, I am totally in between with this tonight. I've heard he's Messi out and Aguero tonight, and I totally dispute that big time because I think that I don't agree with that at all. I think second half he was better. Do I think he was Messi Aguero-esque as I've read tonight? No, because that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, it is. So, and listen, we may have an argument on it, we may disagreement. That's what this is about. This is not Martin Spouts and it's facts. This is Martin gives an opinion and you can disagree all day long. Cultured. Hey, I like that. You choose best kept city. Bloody is a secret at the minute, Pat. Trust me. If you, by the way, Pat, you've got the link. If you want to jump in, mate. Spencer Mark, again, one of our old cohorts from the old channel. Welcome, mate. Good to see you. Good evening to you. Right, Vader is. I'm just waiting to get the thumbs up. I'll give you my thoughts before I go to Vader. First half, I was very excited. Very, very excited with the team that went out tonight. Especially what I thought was, and I don't know, you can all tell me I'm wrong. When I saw that 11, I thought Grealish and Foden would go centre mid, and I was expecting Mahrez and Palmer to be the wingers. That wasn't the case. Grealish went to his normal left wing. Palmer went into the centre. Mahrez went to the right, and Foden was alongside him. But Foden then started drifting out to the left in the first half. And obviously there was Rico Lewis, there was Sergio Gomez. I've got to be so careful what I say because I'm going to sound like I'm burying players and I'm not. I really am not. But there was 2 or 3 players tonight I thought looked out of their depth and still need to go back to the training ground, which is fine. Totally fine. One of them majorly surprised me tonight. And I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to get on to Rico Lewis when Vader turns up because Rico Lewis was man of the match by a country mile. That was a guy who absolutely grabbed the opportunity with 2 hands. Now, the first half started out, as we all know, and Sevilla had a chance in 24 seconds. Put it over. And that was a thing to come of the first half then, to me, especially with Gomez. Pat's just going to come in. I'm going to bring Pat in. If you can hear me. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna join you in a few minutes. I'm just escorting someone out, but I'll join you in a few minutes.
Mate. I'll remove you and then you can come back in. Let me know. Vader, right? Thumbs up. Vader's in. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm trying to get everybody in. Everyone's disappeared. Right. I'm just talking about my thoughts, and before I'm going to stop there because I'm going to have to regroup my thoughts.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to sound too harsh on 1 or 2 players, and I probably will. So I'm going to allow you lot to all speak. First of all, mate, good evening to you, mate.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Apologies
Starting
on the
lineup,
tardiness.
I've been through it. Mm-hmm. What did you think? Let's, as we always do, let's just get your thoughts on the starting.
Yeah, starting lineup. Looking at it, this honestly was a meaningless game, and it was a meaningless game because win or lose, we're still top of the group. But it did present itself as an opportunity, right? Like Pep has an opportunity here. Give players that would not normally start in a Champions League match a chance to start. And again, players that wouldn't normally start playing against Sevilla, who would have strong players, their key starting 11, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't stressing over it. I thought it was a good mix because you had to have a combination of veteran leadership, calmness on the pitch, as well as the youths that I was saying on my show earlier in the week. But I wasn't mad with the lineup at all. I think I think what I was most interested in watching, which is always the case, is how's the team going to defend against us? Pep's decided on his 11. How are they going to defend against us? And however they defend, can the players create opportunities, try to pick that lock, or is it going to be an issue of a quote unquote stalemate? It's just going to be a long day, no real attacking opportunities. And again, the amount of changes that were involved in that starting 11, I gave them. I was prepared to give them a half to figure it out. I was really prepared to give them a half to figure it out.
Okay. Carl, are you with us?
I am here. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey,
now, I know me and you spoke beforehand, and we were happy with the 11.
We've been
Sounds like
speaking
there's
for
a
about
story
3
there.
days straight, Martin.
We were happy with the 11, and then it kicks off, and then it all went downhill for me. Anyway, before I listen, like I said, I'm keeping very quiet because I don't want to go in on players tonight because I don't think it's fair. But all I will say is, before I say anything, is I thought 1 or 2 stepped up, who were fringe, and 1 or 2 floundered, absolutely floundered under the pressure of it.
So I had the fortune. I'm going to be positive, of watching the first half, and the misfortune of not watching the second half.
Okay.
So I looked at
Shouldn't have been the other way around.
I'm trying to be positive, Martin. Okay? I had the fortune of watching the first half and the misfortune of not being available to watch the second half.
I love that you should have get positive around.
So I'm going to watch the second half with a bottle of nice cold one later on after I finish watching finish the show with you. But overall, first half, yeah, it was interesting.
Well, what do you think of the lineup? So
I'm
what do
loving
you
that
think of
he's
the
trying
lineup?
to stay so positive.
No, I mean the lineup. So going into the game, when I saw the lineup, 2 things came to my mind. Okay, Mahrez, this is your turn to step up. I want to see what you can do, because to me, you shouldn't be starting this game because you should be, you're not in form. But let's see what you can do. And then Gomez, let's see what you can do as well.
Okay. I thought it was very similar too. I thought Mahrez starting was Pep giving him another, whether it's going to be 45 minutes or another 90 minutes to figure it out. We're going to need you later in the season. Mahrez, you're on this pitch. You got to figure it out. I thought that was a big call for why he started this game as well.
Yeah, there's an issue though. I'm back, Martin. Thanks for having me.
No worries,
There's an issue I have seen in this team.
Sorry, Martin.
And there's an issue I've seen in this team, guys. And Martin, Beta, and Carl, we mentioned it before. I think if we've met before in a space, we've mentioned it before. That system of inverting 4 backs is not working. I'm sorry, it's not working. What's happening is, Martin, when they invert those 4 backs, they seem to be panicking to get back and get up when they get attacked. Like it gives them so much distance to go and defend, and it's not effective. I don't understand why he's trying it again. He tried the Newcastle. We almost lost it until he told them to split. He tried it at the West Ham. We almost lost it until what? Southgate changed the game.
Spot on from Alec Johnson.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
go
true.
on,
Yeah.
mate.
So, but apart from that, is him telling Lewis and Gomez to split and become wider 4 backs. It benefited even Mahrez. As bad as Mahrez was, it also benefited him. It also benefited whoever was at the left. But the thing is, I don't understand, Martin. I hope in the Champions League I don't see those 2 inverted 4 backs. It seems like it's not working. He keeps trying it and it's not working, because even the announcer said it on BT Sports, says the kids look better. Gomez and Lewis look better as soon as he's told them to split and hug the touchline. So I don't know what you guys thought, but that thing, I think he mustn't do it again. He must throw it away. I hope I don't see it again in the Champions League, no, in the Premier League. It's not working.
No, I think this the double inverted thing.
Well, he didn't do that first half, did he? because they
Yeah,
have.
yeah. I mean,
big
the game
goals.
itself, the main frustration for me, the first half, Mahrez is done, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you know what? Do you know who-
Agent Mahrez is done.
If you're
do you know
31
what upset me
years old, right,
tonight?
and all you do with the ball against a back five is check in into your left foot when you have 5'9" Alvarez as a number 9.
Yeah.
Surely you have a brain to think.
Carl, I want to hear.
outside.
I want to hear Martin. I think Martin is holding something aside.
No, do
Martin,
you know?
what
Do
else?
you know? What really upset me tonight. And listen, I have anyone who's listened to me for any number of time knows this is the kid I've raved about. And I mean, I've raved about. I have been, get this kid in. Can't wait to see him. Once he's in, you won't get him out. Cole Palmer was awful tonight. I don't know whether it was his position, trying to play him as a centre mid. I don't know. I just thought we were talking about it in the car coming back, and that was the main frustration for us. We were sat there going, that was his game. That was the time to go, come on. And he just, do you remember that chance he had very early on in the game?
Wait, are you talking about Palmer? Who are you talking about? Palmer?
Palmer.
Oh, we're going to fight on this one. All right.
Vader, you need to seriously tell me where he came into this game tonight. Because fans coming away from the stadium tonight, Vader.
Not a midfielder, right? Cole is not a midfielder, right?
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I was going to chime in with. Right? Exactly. Where he was playing today, I love how Pep is forcing players out of their comfort zone. He's forcing, or I shouldn't say he's forcing players out of comfort. He's challenging players to see where they can and cannot play. We saw what he did with Silva, and testing him from wing play to being in the center of the pitch. I think obviously Palmer's had his success. He's been dominant as a young player. Now coming into the first team, I think he's challenging him to see what he can do within the midfield. So I wasn't as harsh on him with regards to that, because the directness is still what you get from him, but you.
Isn't it to accommodate Mahrez, though? Wasn't it to accommodate Mahrez? That's why he put Palmer there?
That's it. Exactly.
That shouldn't have happened, because you know what should have happened tonight if you were going to do that? Should have put Jack into the middle, Palmer out wide, and do it that way.
Yeah.
It was an easy problem to solve, but for some weird reason, Pep went with, because me and Cal said before the game, this is the opportunity for Jack and Foden together in CM. Totally just go. Put Jack in his natural position. He had at Villa. Bang. There you go. Run at them. And he stuck Jack wide. And then to top it all off, Foden was doing, and this is only because I think, you know, when you are so naturally doing something all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Foden tonight. He keeps drifting left-hand side, left-hand side, left-hand side. And it's simply because in his own brain, he's going, well, 9 times out of 10, I go out there anyway.
Yeah, and that's funny, because we look at things so differently, because I thought he was given the freedom, like a little bit of a free roam to be able to do that, because at times I was like, oh, it looks like they're trying to flood that side the way he was floating out and overload. Yeah. And so again, I agree. It was interesting whether Pep would have made that decision to say, you know what, Grealish, Foden in the midfield. But I think maybe he knows he can get that performance out of Grealish in the midfield. Maybe he doesn't need to put the two of them there. I like the test that was put on Palmer. I do like the test that was put on him, because he made a few late runs into the 18-yard box, got a chance. I think really early in the game, first half, I think it was just wide or just over the net with a late run into the box with that outside shot. I like what I saw from him.
That's what destroyed his confidence, though, Vader.
The early miss.
I think that killed him a bit, that early chance.
The one he missed?
Yeah. Because do you know when a chance comes too early in a game? I know that sounds so daft to say.
No, yeah.
It can happen where that chance, you're not settled. You're not quite settled. You need 5, 10, 15 minutes just to get with
just
the
to calm the heart
rate.
calm the heart rate down.
Yeah. And I think that just came to him, and he's like a kid in a sweet shop then. And he snapped. He snatched at it, and it went, and it just didn't. It went wide,
Mm.
and I think from there in, I think you could see him going like, oh,
Yeah. Well, Lewis did the same thing. First half, Lewis had a similar chance. He did the same thing.
That's what gets me is I look at Lewis and I look at Palmer. One person tonight stood up and went, "I'm doing this."
No,
tonight.
you're being harsh now. No,
I'm not.
you're being harsh.
He's not. Martin, you're not wrong. That's the game, Veda. That's the game. You grab your opportunity. Palmer grabbed the opportunity away from.
Palmer isn't going to get that many opportunities, mate. That's the point.
No, but no, I get that I get that he missed an opportunity to have that type of impact shot on net or even a chance to score. But I think the comfortability that he showed, because again, like Gundo said, he's normally on the wing. So he showed a level of confidence and comfort, knowing where to be. And again, he wasn't perfect, but for such a young talent, again, I'm saying Palmer playing out of position. Lewis, we know Lewis, that's what he does. So that's why I'm saying it's a little harsh on these two. A little harsh.
I probably am. But the reason I'm doing it is because I know the way the youngsters, won't call him EDS because I don't think he's EDS anymore, he's first teamer. The way he treats these youngsters, it's dip him in, dip him out. And if you look when Foden come on the scene, Foden was taking his chances from the off, scoring goals, scoring the winning goal against Tottenham. Then dipped him out again for about, I think it was like 5 to 10 games.
Yeah.
And then dipped him back in again, and then he did a bit more, then dipped him back out. And I think what Cole Palmer has to realise is when you get that opportunity, you have to do a Rico. You've just got to grab. And that's what worried me tonight. And now, do you know what? I'm with Carl and Pat. Maybe he shouldn't have been in CM. Maybe that was not the position he should have been.
It was a big test. It was a big test.
Because here's my thing, Carl, what have I always said to you for years now about Pep and that midfield?
Yep.
Can you remember?
Yep.
Go back to Bayern Munich, go back to Barcelona.
He has to trust you.
You don't go in there unless you're trusted. So to throw Palmer into that,
that's huge.
Was massive tonight.
Massive trust.
Because you have literally got to have played about 200 games to get into the any kind of.
Well, to Martin's point, I just want to think about where Pep is coming from, right? Pep's midfield, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, right? That's what he's coming from, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets.
Yeah.
So
that's why he loves Rodri, because Rodri to Pep is Busquets.
Yes.
To younger Busquets. As much as City fans will have a go at Rodri for that, Pep's not. Why he loves Fernandinho at 33 being in the midfield. He loves old heads in that midfield. That's why Foden can't get in the bloody midfield at his age, because he's stuck out on the wide, and you're going, what are you doing with Foden at wide? That's waste, It's just something Pep sees. So Palmer to get in there was a massive compliment to him.
Yeah. And it's actually it's very consistent. I mean, if we want to look at how Pep groomed Foden within the first team, he had Foden playing on the wing, he had Foden playing on either side, he had Foden for brief moments within a game playing in the midfield. Now, I know that's what I know we're going to be looking at Palmer and saying, raise that level or be at a consistent level. But I think Palmer's going to get more opportunities, especially if Mahrez's form remains the same. I know Mahrez got the goal, but if
he's starting Saturday, that means Mahrez is starting Saturday. He's got the goal.
It's probably true. So, but if Mahrez slips, if he's inconsistent, Palmer's going to get more chances.
We know Grealish is starting because Pep's basically confirmed that tonight. He's confirmed that's why Grealish went off at halftime. Which I'll be honest with you, I thought was harsh. I thought it should have been the other winger going off, to be honest with you, not Grealish. I thought Grealish was at least trying to do something tonight. I thought Mahrez was just.
Yeah, but Martin, Martin, don't you think? Sorry for cutting. Don't you think what Veta is saying is right? What I've noticed, Martin, is Pep has gone into that mode where you look at an experienced player, somebody who's done it in the Champions League, somebody who's not scared to score in the semis and those big Champions League games, even a big. I think he wants Mahrez to be ready to help us in a big moment in the Champions. I think he sees him as this is a guy who can not drop his nerves. So I think he's trying to play him into form, which Carl said last time, and you said yourself, Martin, that sometimes playing some of these players in form is at the risk of having Palmer and somebody who's hungry, Foden on the bench. And you're like, okay, you want to really make this guy play in form. Because I think Pep will continue this. I think in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea, we'll see Riyad Mahrez again. I think he wants him to get into form. He's looking at him saying, I need you in the future. But can I just bring this back again, Martin, to that inverted fullback thing that's not working? When is he gonna drop it? It's not working. It doesn't work. West Ham, we almost got pounded until we told the fullbacks to get out of the midfield. This double inverted fullbacks, I don't think it's working. But you know what? Let me give Pep his flowers for changing the game in second half, because as soon as he changed the game and told his fullbacks to stop inverting, they were very great. But also, we can also put that it's Rodri who came to rescue the game. He said,
give him his flowers, but Pat, I have an issue with the second. My issue with the second half is it shouldn't have took the big boys to win that game tonight. What really bothered me tonight was you could see a massive. Now listen, you're going to do. I know that, but it was a dead rubber. You're 0-0 at half time. Grealish goes off, Rodri comes in, and I called it. I said it to Veta and I said it to Carl. I said, you watching the 60th minute. I knew what was coming. I said, if we're not winning this, the big boys appear. Bang on cue, Bernardo Silva. 5 minutes later, KDB, and I'm like, this wasn't the game plan tonight.
It's not a good look, isn't it? Because remember the 18-17 one.
This was a dead rubber.
Yeah, because do you remember that time when we won the domestic treble? The second team, string team or bench team could come on and still beat teams. Remember it? The time when we won the domestic treble. So this time it looks like if you just remove De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Rodri out of that team, the team just goes way to the floor.
But we need to be careful too, right? I mean, you can say that, but I don't know. Coaches hate to lose. Bottom line.
That's exactly what I said, Carl. I'm with you. I knew his ego would come in. I knew it would.
To lose. Yeah, they just don't like. They like the record of beating unbeaten record at home. They just don't like that. And on the fly, they'll make that change. It's ego. And Martin knows what I'm talking about, right? Because you've been on the dugout. You know how it feels. You can have a plan.
I know. That's why I said it. And I know. Yeah. I know from Veta. Listen, I get Veta's probably Veta's, but you know what? I don't mind all them coming on. But tonight was meant to be about the lads to express themselves and have a go.
But let's be fair, Martin. I mean, even all of us here, right? I mean, when we were 1-0 down, we're like, nah, okay, I know it's the last, but I don't want to lose this game. You know, we have that. Yeah, we all have that feeling, right? But I don't want to lose this game. It's just street cred. It's grag. It's like it's like credibility.
Do you think going one down changed it all up?
No. I think. Oh, you mean no? I think one down in the first half
behind just changed Pep's thinking of. I need to do something.
I think Pep's thinking remained the same for that entire first half. I don't think anything changed. I don't think he was like worrying about players not being up for it or the form that they were showing. But I do agree, and the two of you are coaches. I think there's also that voice in his head where he's like, we're at home. The fans came out and it's a sold out crowd.
And Sevilla 18th. And Sevilla said 18th. Veta, Sevilla is 18th. The 18th. So he was like, I'm not losing to a team that's 18th. That has
there you
one
go. There you go.
Quick question. Why do Manchester City advertise it as sold out and then everyone watches it on the television and goes, yeah, we ain't sold out. What you doing here?
People didn't show up. People didn't show up.
The rain, once they saw the rain, many were like,
yeah, I did say that. I think the weather played a massive part.
So Martin, real quick. So I know you mentioned earlier on, who goes to Benfica or Paris? Who's first?
Benfica top.
Benfica.
How? What's so? It's same goals, same head-to-head, same everything.
Alphabetical
Then I
order.
think the next tiebreaker would be how they played against the other teams. If their head-to-head is tied, then it's however they did against
it drops your head-to-head with the others. So I think that's how Benfica have squeaked to top of their group, which kind of tells you where we're going in the next round of the draw.
But this is going back to your point, Martin. Right? The whole Champions League thing is just terrible because now you have Porto, Benfica top in the group. You have Bruges, Tottenham, Frankfurt. So Liverpool could get either Porto, Benfica, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid. That's all they have, 4. Right? If they get Porto, they're through. And then you get to the quarterfinals, they can get Benfica in the quarterfinals, and they're through to the semifinal. That's how terrible this competition is. Meanwhile, City could get Paris, and they get Real Madrid in the next round, and then they go out, and then everyone says, oh, you don't win the Champions League. You can't win the Champions League. See how crazy this is?
Of course it is. It's mad. It is honestly mad. I mean, I honestly do think being the goal behind, I think maybe it didn't change. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. I just thought when Rodri come on, Bernardo come on, KDB come on, then we settled. I thought Alvarez settled a lot better when they all came on. Big time. I thought Alvarez settled a lot better. Still,
he's been playing.
Still
first
reading
team
tonight is Messi and Aguero. That's all I've read tonight is Messi and Aguero. People, I won't go that level. You know me. I'm still lots to learn.
He's 19. He's
22. Just let him adapt.
Alvarez.
Alvarez is 22.
He's 22. Why have I been saying he's
19? The jersey is 19. The jersey is 19. The jersey is 19.
He's 22. He's in fact, I think Carl, am I right or wrong? Isn't he older than Alan by 6 months?
Yeah, he is by a month. Yeah. But can we appreciate the finish and the pass by De Bruyne? Can we appreciate the finish? That finish, Martin, we've seen the finishes in our team.
I haven't watched it.
Some people
don't spoil it for me. I haven't watched it.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Sorry. No. Well, KDB does KDB. That's all I'll
instantly.
Say.
That's all we're gonna say. Instantly.
So I was on a channel the other night, Abdullah's channel. There's a guy up there who said that I'll mention his name, that KDB is not world class.
Yeah.
Tell him to watch tonight's game.
There's some crazy.
All I'll say to you is the ball was very reminiscent of the 7-2 game against Stoke a couple of years back.
Okay. I can't wait.
That will tell you the ball.
Okay.
Now we talked about Palmer. What do we think of Gomez?
I really am stepping out of this one.
Oh wow! All right. I'm gonna throw.
Don't even defend it. You can't, mate.
I will defend. I would defend him.
I think we see enough from Gomez. We honestly see enough from Gomez where he can be back starting at that left-hand side. And we put Cancelo on that right hand. Walker's not healthy yet. We put Cancelo on that right hand.
When he did any defending that was decent tonight.
But Veta, one problem, Veta. As much as I want Gomez to succeed, can I tell you something that's very heartbreaking? It's heartbreaking to see that Gomez was playing for Anderlecht regularly, while if you look at William S. Brandt, he comes on, he's more solid defensively and much faster and more stronger. Because Wilson S. Brandt defended 4 times today and wasn't beaten. And Gomez was beaten 3 times today, plus the 4th one for the goal. That's what I just want you to know. Just know that Wilson S. Brandt looks better than Gomez.
No, you know what? No, hold on. No, hold on. I'm not putting that goal. I'm not putting it at the.
You're going to put it on Diaz, aren't you?
No, I hate zone. I hate corner kick zone defending. That's what they did for that one. No one had a man.
But you can't ignore it because it's Gomez was standing there.
We don't do man-to-man marking. We've never done man-to-man.
Gomez, Diaz, both of them to blame. I hate zone defending. It was the ball just lofted. They watched it go over them, and then a man went to the opposing team went for it. I'm not putting it that at the feet of Gomez.
my issue with Gomez is absolutely nothing about going forward. Going forward, he's exceptional. Do you know who he reminds me of? And this is why I won't be too harsh. He's basically Zinchenko from 4 years ago. Go back 4 or 5 years, he's Zinchenko when he very first come in.
With a better cross.
With a better cross.
And more pace.
The only thing that worried me tonight was in the first half, so I'm not spoiling things for Carl, is every single ball was down his side. And there wasn't once he got in front of the ball to head it away. Not one. Every single time the ball went out to him, it was over him. And the guy was in. That was my only worry. And that was something I said to Carl before. And I said, I have no issue with Gomez there, but I would have liked Aki there with him.
Okay.
Oh, see, I've knocked everyone off screen now with this one. I would have loved Aki to go with Gomez, to give him that little bit more cover. So, like when Aki will cover Cancelo sometimes, Laporte, I text Carl during the game, I said, Laporte is not covering Gomez whatsoever. Laporte offered Gomez no support tonight.
Yeah,
Laporte
he trusted him to do it on his own.
I'm staying here and doing my area. You deal with your area, I deal with my area.
Maybe that's what he was told. That let the kid show his potential. Maybe he was told that. You never know. That let the kid show his
maybe
potential.
It was. But do you not find that Aki goes across to help?
He does. Aki is very caring. I've noticed. You know what? Do you know who also, by the way, people don't recognize this? Do you know the time when Cancelo was on fire? Do you know Ruben Diaz helped a lot? If you watch the games when Ruben Diaz was with John Stones and Ruben Diaz were very selfless. When the fullbacks, Kyle Walker and Cancelo have left that post, these two guys were very selfless. But do you know what I can say? This is the bad thing, though, Martin. It's just that it's not bad, but S-Brand, who every time comes in, I'm telling you, I keep saying this, is looking more better, defensively solid, and more stable and level-headed. So this is Pep's system.
Did S-Brand come into the game?
He did, and he looked more solid and
spoiler
more.
Man, I can't wait, man.
But Andrew's got a point. He did get bollocks. Pep literally went at him straight away. But he went at Alvarez. This is what I mean. Pep didn't hold back tonight on anybody. Pep went hell for leather on some of them. Rodri was out at half time. They literally gone in. Rodri must have been told straight, and he was straight onto the pitch, warming up. There was no messing from Pep tonight. And you know what? He made subs early. We're talking 60 minutes, half time, 65 minutes. They were all like pre-planned. Gomez goes off. Who else went? Grealish went off.
Wow. Okay.
Gundogan went off.
I have to watch it, man. I'm going to enjoy this. Yeah.
But basically, he reverted back to type by the end. So you know, to me. But at the end of the day, we're complaining. Oh, I'm complaining, but we won 3-1. And you know the shining light of this, for me, and now I'm going to break one of my own rules now because I'm going to go watch lyrical on an 18-year-old.
Go ahead. Find one for yourself, Martin. Everybody has their own. This might be your one.
Rico Lewis. Hello. What a performance. That's what I mean by grasping your opportunity. Grasping your opportunity. Because you know what? Here's the difference, Vader. They were knocking the balls over the top for Gomez. They tried to do it with Rico.
Yeah.
And he stopped most of them.
Yeah. But I think it's also, I mean, profile wise, up for the pace of the game. I think they had the strategies on how they want to attack either fullback. But I'll just say this because again, I think the criticism that we've been sharing is fair. But I saw enough from all for them to be trusted in games later in the season. So obviously we're in the knockout stages with regards to Champions League. I think it would be pretty severe to put any of them in to start. But when we look at the games coming so quickly and possibly cup run, league run, and Champions League, I would be comfortable with Pep deciding on any of them to be playing in let's say the league game in the series of 3 matches coming back to back to back.
Can I say one thing though? And I hope this doesn't happen, Martin. If this happens one more time, I think I would just go on a rant about the youth system. I hope Pep is not doing the Egan thing where he's putting Ruiz on the window shop. Do you remember Egan? Egan was amazing, but he was just putting him in the window, and then there he goes on loan. I hope, because this Lewis kid, I see potential. Is it just me? I see potential. I see so much potential.
I can't even say 100% no, because Pep is saying everything about Rico Lewis that he said about Egan Riley, and then Egan Riley ended up at Burnley. So I can't even sit there and go to you, yeah, because it's Pep, and you don't know. And this is why I've always said with the youngsters, it's like everyone went bonkers 2 days ago. That what's he called? Begins with B.
Carlos,
and the other two. The other two were not going to play at lunchtime today, and they'd all been called up for first team training. And then he rocks out a full 11 bench, and you go, all right, so they just come in for an hour's training and get pissed off back to the EDS.
What happened to Carlos though? People saying he was injured during training. I think it's lies.
If he wasn't injured, he was on the bench this afternoon. I don't know. Pep's probably just crazily changed his mind when he got to 5 o'clock. I don't know. I don't know, because
I would have loved to see him with his pace.
Why take 3 EDS out onto first team training for the past 2 days and then not even have him in?
Because, why I would do it is I get to see them. I get to see them within my structure of getting everybody ready, having them go through the instructions, understand what's going to be asked of them. I'm seeing them directly. I'm not going to, the team and seeing how they are under another coach. And then another thing too is to have them in that environment, see how they deal with things. I think that might have been Pep's motivation.
There's a third piece of it too, right? So sometimes when they prepare for a Champions League game, they actually play similar to the opposition. So they'll bring in an EVS guy to be like the striker on Sevilla side, right? And to play basically similar.
Right. To be the mock opponent. I understand.
Oh, there, apparently he's had a strap on his. He had a strap on it. So, I mean, listen, we don't know with that one, but Rico Lewis, what a finish. Lovely finish at his age, and boy, did he enjoy that. I'm trying not to give too much away for Cal. Boy, did he enjoy the celebration.
What about that moment by the corner when the Sevilla boys thought they could bully him? And he made them all look silly.
Yeah, he was.
That's the second time he's done that. Martin, that's the second time he's done that in the Champions League. He did that against Sporting also.
Yes,
when
he did.
Cornered him.
Yeah. Do you know what that reminded me of tonight? Go back and watch Phil Foden against Tottenham from a few years back. That's what that performance tonight reminded me of. Obviously, different position, but in terms of he's not ready, but he's on the same level. He's on the same road as what Foden was back then.
Just 17 years old.
And you know what? 17. He's the youngest player to score, like someone said, the youngest Champions League player to score.
Yeah, it was Karim Benzema. Now it's him.
Are you serious?
It was Karim Benzema. Now
it's
him. Damn.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Wow.
What we've got to do is, but I'll say this as well. That doesn't mean he plays 90 minutes on Saturday against Fulham. And if he doesn't play, we're all in meltdown again. Let's just calm that one. You know what I mean? Let's not do A to Z. Let's not A to Z it.
Fair.
Let him just develop. Because if we do this development correctly, this lad will not go anywhere. He will not go on loan. He will not be sold on with a buyback.
He's too talented.
This guy's here. But we have to do it.
Yeah, we'll have to see
properly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I would love him to be a consistent option, because I'm not going to lie, I know Akanji's been fantastic playing at right back. I know Stones has been fantastic playing at right back. But I am nervous every time they're playing. I don't want them racing down that sideline, taxing their legs or getting some type of injury out of position. If they're doing it as center backs, I'm okay. I don't want that happening at right back.
Data, I mean, just have a bit more confidence in. I know we're taking our time with Rico, or we should take our time with Rico.
Mm-hmm.
But he's played 2 games now. Okay, maybe one dead rubber and one preseason against Bayern Munich, and he hasn't put a foot wrong.
And the Sporting game, I think so.
Yeah, hasn't put a foot wrong. So he's been managed properly. As Martin said, let's give him time to marinate and grow more confident in playing in our system. We may not need to buy a right back 1 year afterwards if we can manage this throughout this year with Rico.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. You're on mute, Martin.
Cheers for that. Cheers, mate. Right, let me just run through obviously what's happened tonight. We've won 3-1.
Whoa! Are we skipping past Alvarez? I know you don't want to talk about Alvarez, Martin.
I'm gonna sign off now because I want to enjoy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to be so respectful for Carl as well.
Go ahead, Carl.
No spoiler. No. I love Carl's point of view. So let's try to say this without spoiling it.
It's all about
Alvarez did all right second half. That's all we'll say. But
it's all about me,
KDB ball. No, Alvarez was much
go
better
ahead, Martin.
Than what he was first half. But again, it was because of the level of service that he had second half compared to first half.
I'll say this because it doesn't show up obviously in the stat sheet, right? But
you checked.
No. I'm saying it in general because I'm actually I don't want to spoil anything for Carl either. But when you watch him, and obviously his energy level, man's 22. I've been calling him 19. But his energy level.
Where have you got 19?
The kid.
I don't know, but it must be the kid. It must be the kid.
Where have you got 19 from? He's literally dropped him 3 years.
But he's been the energy level is fantastic, and I think on previous shows I said when he's able to, because when we're young, we're wasteful with the energy, right? We can actually pick our moments, be more efficient with how we move, and I think when he calms down and knows where to pick his battles, and we saw many examples of it we saw many examples.
He's too hyper. He's too hyper.
Yeah, but and I'll say this: his movement with regards to making himself available and making himself as an option, not only to try to get the shot or an attacking position, but also play for teammates and passes. I love that from him. We obviously he's going to grow into it, but his skill, like his skill set, the things that we saw, what Carl and Patrick were telling me at River Plate, I'm still seeing it at City, and I love that about him.
I have one worry for the lad. Only one.
One worry. One, that's good. One's good.
Only one. No. Comes back to what I said to Carl on Monday about the Haaland factor. And he's been 22.
It's a big factor. And it gets more complicated, Martin. It gets more complicated.
Yeah, what I mean is, do you remember Gabby when he come in with Sergio?
Yeah.
And everyone went, Gabby, look, Gabby. Because listen, there was all this hype on Gabby as well when he come in from Brazil.
Yeah, because he was a Pep signing too.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
no, they're all in the same situation. You're right about that. Yeah.
How do we know in 2 years' time Alvarez is not slap bang where Jesus is?
I mean, so it's a possibility, but
that's my only concern here.
But what are we going to do? Okay,
I know, Carl. I know what you're going to say. What can you do? And you can't do anything. But the trouble is if you're going to buy the best striker in the world, are you willing, as Alvarez, to play second fiddle for a year or two, or do you move him?
If he wins the Champions League and the Premier League, he ain't going anywhere. I can guarantee you that. He's not going anywhere.
That's what Super City's put here. There's no Haaland factor. Alvarez knows he's number 2. Jesus knew he was number 2, and that's why he left. To go and be number 1.
I would almost argue that Alvarez, to me, has better production than Jesus did.
Yeah, but Carl, this is the thing. You also said it yourself. You know what?
Yeah,
you know what?
I'm not with that one yet.
Yeah, do you know the
Not
issue,
yet,
Carl?
not yet.
Carl, this is the issue, right? And it's also going to be City fans. Carl, it's going to be City fans ourselves. Because remember what we did to Jesus. I knew what Jesus was. I saw Jesus and I was looking at him. The same thing I saw Alvarez. So let me tell you something. The same thing you and me did with Alvarez, I did with Jesus. I followed him, watched all his last games. No, let me just tell you something, Carl. What I'm scared of is when Haaland is gone, Haaland is a bit of a... You see, because Haaland is a bit of a monster, the same as Aguero. Aguero used to score through tight angles. Guess what City fans thought? When Aguero is on the bench, it's Jesus, and Aguero is injured. They expected the same productivity from Jesus. Guess what happened? We put so much pressure on Jesus, and I think Alvarez is going to become the same thing.
This is different, though, right? Nobody's expecting Alvarez to be Haaland. Nobody can.
Twitter tonight, he's been compared to Messi and Aguero.
Even Aguero can't. To be fair, let's be fair, right? The way Haaland plays that number 9, Aguero doesn't play that number 9, right? The way he scores goals, the rate at which he scores goals, even Aguero doesn't play that like that. So Alvarez knows, and he said himself, I am privileged to play with this guy. He knows that.
Mm-hmm.
The question is that good enough for him in the long run? That's going to be the question.
After the World Cup, if he performs.
That is all I'm saying. That's all. I'm not saying
he's
bad.
The World Cup, Martin. If Alvarez wins the World Cup, now the big question is, I know Pep's going to say, we have to find a role for this guy on the team. In my opinion, Martin, I've told you this, I like the front 3 of Foden, Haaland, and Alvarez. I think it is dynamic. Nobody stops that. Nobody stops that, those 3.
You know what?
Bernardo and Rodri, you ain't stopping that.
You know what, Carl? To your point, we still haven't seen that.
We did.
But we didn't see it in the sense. We didn't see it in the sense where it was, the 4-3-3, because we saw more of a inverted fullback and two.
Was a 2-3-5. It was literally a 2-3-5. It was literally 5 players forward because we wanted to just kill off Forest.
Okay, and now Julian wasn't out wide though. He tucked in.
Julian had a. It was basically Foden, Haaland, Julian, and then you had Bernardo drifting out wide, Kevin drifting out wide to join them as a 5. It was literally 2-3-5.
Yeah. So, but what I'm trying to get at is when we were seeing the, and I know it was a long time ago, but when we were seeing the Sané, Sterling, Agueros, or when we were seeing the Sterling, Aguero, Mahrez, whatever combo, and they were kind of like out wide, and it was more of the 3, and the midfield's more tucked in forward in terms of forward as the 5. We haven't seen that yet, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see that because I do think Alvarez would cook in that style. I think he would be amazing. But that variation of attack that we haven't seen yet.
And what I saw from the Forest game is that he enjoys playing the Erling. He really enjoys it. It's not like, oh, you're Haaland, I'm not getting game time, so I feel bad. He seems to enjoy playing with Erling Haaland. There's a freedom it gives him because he knows that.
He enjoys playing with Aguero too. Jesus enjoyed playing with Aguero too.
I don't want to ruin it for Cal,
but the problem with Jesus' problem was the fact that Jesus was not efficient in front of goal. Alvarez is more efficient right now than Jesus was.
Yeah,
in terms of minutes per goal. So it's a whole different mentality. And then Jesus is supposed to be good. Brazil's number 9. Alvarez is growing into that role because he has other players in front of him. There's less pressure on him to get into the squad. He's growing, he's learning, he's playing with Haaland. I'm not too worried right now.
I'm not worried. No,
there's no worry.
I think a lot of fans are really overhyping Alvarez.
Listen,
And to me,
if they overhype,
you can underhype a player and you can overhype a player. Just let the player develop.
If Liverpool fans overhype Diaz, I'm going to overhype Alvarez, man. I'm just.
He's not having it.
You're shameless, Carl. You're shameless. That's
right. Okay. Let's roll on. The possible opponents of Manchester City in the last 16 of this competition is as follows. In no particular order. Club Brugge, we could get. Inter Milan, could get. Eintracht Frankfurt. Any old Manchester City historians will know that's an old game. AC Milan, who I've heard tonight are one of the favourites to win it, apparently, according to their fans. RB Leipzig, and suddenly a team that we were not expecting come the last kick of today suddenly turned into PSG.
That's got to be embarrassing.
Does anybody, are they bothered? Is this the last 16? We shouldn't be scared of anyone. Away we go. Anyone you don't fancy there, you want to avoid at all?
I know who they're giving us, Martin. I know who they're giving us. We know who we get every year. PSG. That's what we're getting again.
I mean, to be fair, you don't want to meet PSG you don't want to meet them, right? I mean, because any day anything can happen. Of all the teams that are there, Paris is the one that you don't want to meet. I hope somebody else gets them. You just don't want them.
Yeah, I think for drama it's going to be PSG and Real. That's going to be a good storyline because Mbappe not going to Real. I think they'll set that up. Even though it's random, I think they're going to set that up.
I want to tell you Martin, what's it? 1 in 7 chance of getting PSG? 1 in 7, 1 in 6.
No, there's a 1 in 1 chance of us getting a PSG.
We will get them. Whether you like it or not, it's inevitable.
No. There's a 1 in 2. We're either getting one of the Milan clubs or PSG. 1 in 3 then. City won't end up with Club Brugge. Any City fan who's sat here now expecting a nice little trip out to Belgium, thinking, "Oh, I'd love a bit of Bruges in February." Nice bit of.
It's PSG. It's PSG.
Forget it. You're going to Paris, so you
should be prepared. We should be prepared for PSG.
It's Chelsea.
You're going to Milan.
Chelsea get PSG.
You're going to Milan with your wife's credit card. Your wife will be going with you. You'll go to the game, and your wife will go shopping in Milan or Paris, one of the two.
Yeah.
So you're screwed out of the way. Don't care who we get. Now I'm doing a bit of reverse psychology now. So someone at UEFA watches this and let's just go to Bruges for a nice bit of February.
I would rather go somewhere. I would rather play Inter, but PSG. The thing is, we're gonna have to. It's gonna be who outscores who and who's better defensively. But PSG defense is not great this season, so they're outscoring teams. That's what they're doing. But to be honest with you, I don't know, Martin. Something just tells me they love the PSG City games. It will be set. I'm sorry, it will be set. And maybe it'll be a good thing. PSG City, let's see each other again. But Messi is on fire this time. You saw his talent.
What I want is I want the PSG versus Real Madrid. I think that would be that's a good game.
That'd be the money spinner for him.
Yeah.
That'd be big drama. Yeah. That'd be big drama. I think not
Haaland Mbappe. Not Haaland Mbappe.
No, that would be potentially for the next round.
Oh, so you're saying Madrid go bye-bye. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I lured him into that little trap.
But
it's only because we'll go into space in an hour and wind up everyone who's in there.
I wanted Madrid versus Liverpool. That's what I want. Then Bayern versus PSG. That'd be great.
No, Liverpool will end up with Club Brugge. Or they'll end up with
or
Bruges.
Benfica. Oh no, yeah, or Benfica or something like that.
Or Porto. They get Porto all the time. They always get Porto.
Why can't Liverpool get Porto? Why can't Liverpool get Benfica?
They can get Benfica. Liverpool can get Benfica.
Do you know who I don't want? I'll tell you who I don't want out of everyone. And it isn't PSG. There's one team I want to avoid.
What team's that?
Leipzig.
Frankfurt. Leipzig. Yeah, they gave us a bit of a run last time. But I think we can outscore them. The issue about Leipzig, it's all guns blazing. So we can also pick them up.
I don't want to go down that road, Patch. I don't want to go into you score, we score. Don't want to start doing Kevin Keegan football again. I don't want to do that.
Didn't we play them the last time? Was it? Was
We
it?
did. Red card,
Yeah.
Walker.
And-
Red card, Walker.
It was when a certain Nkunku ran the show where our got didn't he get an hat trick at our
6-3. Yeah, he got it. Actually, well, we beat them 6-3. We beat them 6-3 though. But
Yeah.
the second one they beat us because the Kyle Walker got a red.
6-3-2-1.
But they're already smacking us anyway, to be honest.
8-4.
Stephen's got it spot on. Liverpool will get Munich. Well, we'll know Monday, 7th of November. We will be live here. Well, I won't be live. We'll be live in the evening with the.
We should all do a joint. We should do something together and just talk about the whole thing. That's what we should.
I'm trying to think. Well, Pat will probably want to talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah, probably
in his show.
we'll
But anyway, that is the end of the post-match stream. Manchester City 3, Seville 1. We're through, top of the group. We're City fans. We like to have a bitch and a moan. It's what football fans do. I mean, Vader goes on Twitter Spaces and winds Liverpool fans up all afternoon. He just loves doing it.
No, I've been calm.
Anyway, boys, do you want to promote your stuff? Pat,
Oh, yeah.
start with
Yeah,
you, mate.
100%.
Where can everyone find you?
With me, Vader Games TV. Just go on YouTube, type in Vader Games TV. Go on Twitter, type in Vader Games TV. Whatever results you come up, that's me. My show this week, I think I talked about a lot of things. Talked about other clubs rebranding themselves. I definitely talked about City, Leicester. Talked about City in this upcoming Champions League. And what else did I mention? I had to mention the point that this league, honestly, this league is the best because of the drama. Because look at the teams in the top 10. It's fantastic, and we've fallen in love in it for a reason. And this season is going to be memorable because it's so topsy-turvy. So check out the show. I appreciate it. And I'm trying to get to the number of subscribers as True City Fan, as Pitch Points, and Mancunian Way. So show some love. Thank you.
Oh, it's my turn. Sorry, I I was listening to Vetter's calming voice here. Look, for me, you can find me on the True City Fan channel. And today I found out that YouTube is asking us for handles, so I actually activated my handle. Guys, you better do that because they removed my monetization because I didn't activate a few things and even didn't put my bank account. So you can find me on the True City Fan channel, and you can also find me on True City Fan on Twitter. I usually troll Liverpool fans. I stopped because some of them got very pissed off. They went in my DMs. But every Sunday, you can find me with the panel on the Sunday Blues program. I don't know what we're going to talk about this weekend, but we will talk about a lot of interesting things. Maybe we'll talk about the potential of our Champions League opponents and also study them on how they play and see who's best fit for us. So find me there. But anyway, guys, thank you very much, Martin, for having me. Guys, please subscribe to Martin's channel, Veda's channel, and Carl's channel. Get Martin to that 1,000. I'm also throwing a few of your links in most of my groups. I want you to get to 1,000, Martin, by the end of this season or the end of the week. You never know. Pushing each other helps. Thank you very much, my friend.
Carl, do you want to show everyone where you are, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Pitch Points, on YouTube at Pitch Points, on Twitter at Gunalorian. Let's get the Quadfather to 1,000. All right, you guys subscribe, like the channel. Let's get the Quadfather top right or top left corner.
If you know where that name is from, you know where that name is from. Now, if anyone knows, it didn't end very well last time when I went out with this name. I will see whether I stay with it or whether my balls drop and I decide to go back to just mine because I just don't know. Sorry, Mancunian humour. Take big thank you to these three legends coming on. We are not. There's no show tomorrow night. Just to remind everyone, I'm at the hospital with my mother. I'm going to scan. We are back Friday evening to talk a little bit about Riyad Mahrez. We're going to talk about Manchester City going forward. We're also going to talk, with it coming up, a little bit about January. We're going to just have a little sneaky peek. Do Manchester City have a little dip into the purse strings for January? Or do
Mm.
they not? Will Hey Jude suddenly appear on Manchester City's doorstep and upset Carl?
Ah.
I can tell you what. Because anyone who thinks we're getting a Georgian out of Napoli really don't get what Manchester City's relationship is with Napoli.
Martin, that guy,
Ain't happening.
that guy, man.
Well, not only could we buy in January, we could sell.
Talk about that as well. That will also be
Good
on the
stuff.
table.
I highly doubt he wants to go there anymore after where the club is right now. If he goes, I'll go pack his bags myself. If I hear him talk about that club again after they're in Europa, I'll just say, my man, here, just go. Just go.
Thank you so much, Stephen Dempsey. I really do appreciate that. But everyone who does City Channels does an amazing job as well. But I do really appreciate that, brother. Yeah, great show, dinosaurs. I'm not that old. Bloody hell, Barry. Not that old. Night all, babe, station time. Carl and Veta won't get that one, Alec. Pat might get it.
I can imagine.
Anyway, sorry, Jude would be perfect. He certainly would. Unless you call Gundalorian.
Wait, can I ask, Martin, can I ask something to Carl before you cut off? Carl, if Jude Bellingham comes in,
Oh no!
what are you going to do?
He's a blue. If he becomes a blue, then I'll have to accept it. I'll have to accept it.
But he'll turn on him quicker than an American on a red light going right. And if you know what that means, you know what that means. Because trust me, I've driven in America and I got a shell shock when I found out that little rule.
I'm still watching him. I'm still, I'll see. We'll see.
Oh, little funny story on that. I had a 12-car pile-up nail me on a red light because nobody told me you could turn right on a red light.
Jeez.
Nobody told me that, bro. So I'm sat there thinking, waiting for it to all change. And I'm like, okay, no one told me.
Yeah,
hey,
rough
anyway,
one.
have a lovely evening. Take care.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you on Friday, not Thursday. Keep
Thanks
an
for
eye
having
on
us,
the
man.
socials at Horsey Sitter. Take care, all.
Take care, fellas.